Bitcoin's a crab. It's Friday night. Go Celtics. What's going on, everybody? Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. But it's not really the last chance. You guys have plenty more chances if you want to hit the like button. Yo, what's going on, guys? Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. What's going on, fellas? Welcome to the castle. All my Pepes out there. Let me know if you guys are you guys a Pepe or you guys are a Bobo. Let me know. If you guys don't know what Bobo is basically the bear. He's the bear meme. If you guys don't know who Pepe is at this point, I mean, you guys know who Pepe is. Not Pee-Pee, not Peep. Some people call it Pee-Pee. Maj calls it Pee-Pee. But when I came back from where did I come? I came back from somewhere, and she was like, "Yeah, Jordan, did you see Pee-Pee?" But are you Pee-Pee or are you Bobo? Let me know. Which one are you? Happy Friday though, guys. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today we're gonna, Bitcoin's not really doing anything really. We're still kind of doing the same shit that we've been doing for the last week. We know we're waiting for Bitcoin at this point. So today I kind of wanted to look into, what altcoins are kind of doing, right? And just look at some of the patterns that we've been sort of talking about with altcoins. And maybe that could give us a clue of what Bitcoin's going to do, and I think it does. And what I was looking through pretty much like a million different altcoin charts today, and I came to a conclusion that you guys might not really like, not from the standpoint that we're going to go to zero, but mainly we could be in for more boring price action here. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I am Pepe. You guys know I'm Pepe. I'm not Bobo. I am 100%. Pepe. I'm actually the guy up here. I'm this guy with the arrow. I'd love to if I could go back in time, like back in those warrior days. I'd love to be one of those bow and arrow guys and just be shooting up flaming arrows. That would be the best. Anyways, we'll jump onto the chart here. Not like we're missing anything. Here we go. Bitcoin at 26,800 for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 time in the middle of the bottom side of a bigger range here. Where we go? What we got? Osama. What's going on, bro? Osama. Some guy from some freaking some show that I watch. Oh, sometimes. Osama, yeah. It's probably not Osama though.
Osama, yeah.
Yeah. Verhoofdy, what's going on, bro? Good to see you in here. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, guys. I'm feeling pretty good today. I am bored though, but I'm feeling pretty good. Anyways, Bitcoin's still in the same spot, right? We're still kind of deciding what Bitcoin's going to do in here. Is it going to move up and break below above the previous lows, or is it going to move back down to 25K? Really, like I said today, I want to look at altcoins and zoom out on altcoins today. And like I said, guys, I want to like pretty much every altcoin chart today to find some type of patterns that are similar to the last cycle. And we found a few. We found a few. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Bitcoin, we kind of know what we're doing, right? At the end of the day, we've been saying the same thing for a week. If we get back above this white box, we're good. If we don't, still could see, like the 25K region or so. I think is terrible. Like, that's totally on the cards still. I think, even us moon boys, I think you can totally understand of us coming down to 25K. But that still wouldn't, invalidate eventually what we expect. So what I expect to happen is Bitcoin to bounce somewhere above 24K, right? In the 24 to 26K region, and then sort of continue up. But, kind of what I was looking at today. And yes, guys, I am a few Bud Light seltzers in here, so just know that is the case. But that doesn't matter. I only had two. I'm totally kidding here. I'm not like George that's throwing them back on the street with his small mouth going. So, guys, I'm not doing all that. Judge Bible said I think Bitcoin's broken. I think we could be going sideways for a little bit longer. And I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. But overall, guys, like if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit up that like button and subscribe to the channel on this beautiful Friday. If you guys are new to the channel, still kind of the same thought process. I think as long as we stay above the 50s, I am eventually expecting a bounce up to higher prices, right? Not in one swoop. I'm being a little dramatic with this line. But, historically when Bitcoin's held to 50, we've seen good things happen. So that's still my thought process in here. But we could be due for some kind of depressing, boring price action though, right? We certainly could just bounce in here for quite a bit. And I'll show you guys what I'm looking at on very distinctly two different charts that show kind of where we've been in the past on two different altcoins. And you guys might not like what I show you, right? Because it's not very nice for the bulls or the bears, to be quite honest. Let's see. Prometheus, Bud Light is great. Don't be triggered over a bear can. It's Bud Light Seltzer, okay? It's the hard soda one, okay? I had a cherry Coke one earlier, and I got a citrus one tonight, man, because we got another Celtics game at 8:30 tonight. So we kind of got prepped for that. Sell in May and walk away. Probably more like don't check the charts and walk away, coin collector. Probably more like that, bro. Gianni, what's up, bro? Bro, don't support Bud Light. What did Bud Light do? Did I miss something? What did Bud Light do? Did they kill someone? Like, what did I miss here? I'm definitely missing something here. But anyways, Waterfly said, "Boss talking a lot of nothing." I think I have pretty good substance here, man. Listen, everyone's gonna tell you these random indicators that don't mean shit. I've been saying to you guys this every day. Like, overall, whatever we do in this region, I'm expecting a bounce. Like, it's that simple. It's really not. We try to make this super confusing, but it's really that. So let's go check a few altcoins, right? And like I said, don't pay attention to the specific altcoins that I'm talking about, right? More so, just look at this as like where we could be in a certain phase, right? So the first one is Ethereum Classic, okay? Ethereum Classic, I basically just took the last cycle, okay? Back from over here, you guys can see I didn't change any of the price action, right? It's all the same shit, right? So you guys could say, oh, but Jordan, you fixed it to fit the price action. I didn't, right? So let's go look at ETH Classic, which, obviously was one of the laggards of last cycle, but at the end, it kind of went freaking nuts, right? Let's just bring this over. Now, this is more to say, now I want to make this clear. I don't think that we're going to do this necessarily, even though, that's kind of the consensus that we're not going to do this, right? So, I mean, I always say never anything in crypto, but we take that previous cycle, right? and we put this to our current cycle, we're doing the same exact accumulation pattern, right? And the funny thing about the space, and especially this space in general, is whenever you're near the lows, you think it's impossible to pump. And whenever you're near the highs, you think it's impossible to dump, right? So I'm going to show you guys this, and you're going to say, Jordan, that's impossible. That's not going to happen. But if I showed you a fractal at the highs that showed it price was going down, you would say, Jordan, that's impossible. That's not going to happen. That's just kind of the market. It's just kind of how the market thinks. Everyone likes to be bearish at the lows and bullish at the highs. I don't know why. Like, if you've been in the space long enough, you should know that's not how you should think. But people still do it. Doesn't make any sense to me. But you go over here, right? And you put the just Ethereum last cycle over this cycle, right? It's the same exact price action, right? And this is just one of them. I'll show you a few of them today. This is just one of them, right? Where obviously you're coming down in the bear market. I don't have the full price action, but this was basically the bear market here. Coming down in the bear market, you get a big rise up, right? You get sort of this little M formation in here, right? Whoop, M formation. And then look at where we are right now. And this is kind of the part where I'm like, dude, you guys might not like this shit. You guys might not like this, and I don't like this either, dude. Like, this is the worst case scenario. Like, this is the worst. Like, either give me a good sized dump with some fear that's gonna put some fear in the market and is gonna give me a good price, or give me a pump. But this would be max pain for both sides. Is we do something like this, and look what happened in the last cycle. This would be ultimate boredom. And the more I look at charts, the more I think this is actually the likely scenario, which would be so stupid. But that's what the market typically does before a big pump, is it does nothing, right? It does nothing. It just sits there and makes all the bears say, oh, we're going to dump to the downside, right? You just sit here and all the bears are going,
Bitcoin's going to 10K.
And all the bulls are saying, we're not dumping, so that means Bitcoin.
We're going to 100K tomorrow.
Right? But I kind of looked at Ethereum Classic, right? What if we just do something like this? And this is kind of what this shows us, guys. Like, if Ethereum Classic is going to do this, like, look at how many weeks we stay here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We get a little bit of a pump, but you come back down again. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What if alts stay relatively where they are for another 14 weeks? What would you do? I'm just putting it out there, right? What would you do for another 14 weeks if alts don't do shit for 14 weeks? I think we all would go insane, right? But if we look at this, that's kind of what it says, that we don't do shit, right? Maybe we go slightly lower in here, which I think is definitely a possibility. What if we just do this and we just kind of keep riding this trend line up like this for another 14 weeks before eventually getting to move to the upside? 14 weeks is about 5 months, which puts you at about October of this year. How painful would that be for both sides? Bears who want to buy lower, bulls who are getting impatient and want to pump. That would be horrible for both freaking sides, right? And this is just one of them, right? And what would that mean for Bitcoin, right? So, like, let's bring this back to Bitcoin. If Ethereum Classic was doing this, what would that mean for Bitcoin? That would probably mean for Bitcoin. And you know, I'm not going to say this is like guaranteed. That would probably mean for Bitcoin that we probably do something like this, right? Maybe we get a little move up, get a move down, and we kind of just stay in here like this for like a long time. That would be horrible, right? But like I said, the more I look at charts, the more it kind of makes sense, right? We kind of stay down here for the whole summer. I would hate that. Trust me, guys. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. But it kind of makes sense the more I look at charts that we're maybe due for like this boring phase that just, it gets everyone going insane. I'm already going insane, guys. Like, listen, you guys might think Horse Guy's a fake. Bro, I'm already turning into Horse Guy every day. I'm like, bro, why isn't the market moving? This is ridiculous. Like, I need some movement in this market. Like, it hasn't moved for 3 months now. Why am I not in stocks? Stocks are pumping. Bitcoin doing nothing. I cannot take this shit. I cannot take this shit. Right? I'm already going insane. I really am, man. And I think you guys are too. You know, what if we do something like this? And that's kind of what's like the altcoin charts that I'm looking at based off the last cycle. That's kind of what you did during this time. Or actually, Bitcoin moved up during this time. Altcoins did nothing. So there could be a circumstance where altcoins do nothing, right? Altcoins just, okay, they get some pumps, they get some dumps, right? Kind of like they've been doing since August. Because let's be honest, altcoins have been going down since August, most of them. But Bitcoin's been going up. It's kind of been a weird scenario. But this also can mean alts don't do shit, right? Maybe Bitcoin bounces in here for another month. This is the altcoin Bitcoin pump, right? Maybe to the next high. Altcoins pump a little bit too. They come back down on Bitcoin's pullback. So that also could mean Bitcoin does something like this, right? Maybe it chops in here for like another month or two, which would be, once again, that would still be horrible. And then Bitcoin comes up for a new high, gets a pullback, and that's when altcoin's going to get a pullback, right? It also could mean something like this. I'm not going to say it's like doom and gloom for Bitcoin forever, but I've been digging through a few, right? And Ethereum Classic is just the first one I want to look at, man. Let's see, 14 weeks to go 3. That's so true. What did I say? 5 months, Mike? Shit. I'm almost as bad as Bob at freaking math, man. Shit. You guys get the point, though, right? So, like, if Ethereum, if this, and this is my whole point, is like, I do believe altcoins are in the accumulation phase, and I do believe 2023 is the year you want to be stacking for the halving next year. But that does not mean we're going to pump this year, right? On altcoins, at least. That could just mean alts are kind of just going to sit at the lows. And anytime you go to support is probably a good buy, in my personal opinion. Like I said, guys, yesterday I bought some uni at support. I'm happy with that. If it goes a little bit lower and Bitcoin goes to 25K, who cares, man? At the end of the day, we're in these for the 20x gains. We're not in these for like a 20% move to the upside, right? So that's the first one, is Ethereum Classic. Once again, could mean Bitcoin goes sideways for a while. Could mean Bitcoin goes sideways for like another month. Gets a pump to a new high, pulls back. Altcoins pull back to the previous support, but make a lower high, which they've been doing since August. And then later in the year, altcoins start to move up, right? For some reason, I don't know. There's always a news event that makes altcoins pump. I don't freaking know. You know? Let's see. Trevor says, keep stacking. I agree, man. This is the year to be looking forward to next year. Stop. I really like, people are too worried about short-term time frames right now, guys. And I always like to say this. The majority of money you make in crypto will be in like a 4-month period, right? Is that everyone's going to be trying to trade? Oh, I'm going to sell Bitcoin at 28 and buy back at 25. You're most likely going to F yourself doing that. I'm just being honest. You're most likely going to F yourself trying to trade. At least trying to like sell high to buy low, especially at this point. If you did it at 31K, nice. I mean, that was a good resistance point. But at this point, you're probably going to F yourself doing that. I think your best bet, and this is just my opinion, is stacking this year until next year, right? Because like, I mean, there's many different reasons why. I'm not going to go over every reason why, but you know, so that's Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic's the first one, and like I said, I'm not saying it's going to be Ethereum Classic that pumps, but just for an example, right? The other one's Doge. Where's Doja? Where's the Doge? Right? Just to show you, like, it's not just Ethereum Classic. Doge, right? We take Doge's last cycle from back before, obviously Elon was in it and whatever, right? We take Doge, right? See, I didn't adjust anything. It's the same damn thing, right? I didn't adjust it. You guys can see here, it's the same damn price action. We take Doge and we bring this up, right? We take Doge. Obviously, it's not going to line up 1-to-1, but it's more about the pattern, right? It's not about it lining up 1-to-1. I think, you know, fractals are not about, like, it has to line up exactly. It's just more about the peaks and troughs, right? But we take Doge, right? And we sort of just, like, you can just put it right here. But you guys can see that, you know, besides the COVID crash kind of threw things off. But besides that, it was generally speaking the same thing, right? A move down, little move up, came back down, big pump, right? We got a retrace. We went a little bit lower because of COVID here. Another little pump, back to support again. Another pump, back to support. But look at also what Doge did, right? And this is the point where, dude, we're all going to go insane here, guys. Like, we're all going to start needing a Wilson. Shit. We're all going to start needing a damn Wilson, right? But this is ridiculous. I don't want to wait another 6 months. I'm in crypto to get a Lambo tomorrow. And not just a Lambo, a Ferrari. A lifetime supply of meatloaf. A lifetime supply of ketchup. All right? I don't want to wait any longer for this market to move up. I'm sick of this shit. I need chicks. Okay? I need chicks to dig me. I got plastic surgery. They still don't like me. I need money. Right? That's kind of where we're at. But like, if we bring up Doge and we kind of say like, okay, we're right in this zone in here, right? It's kind of saying the same thing, that we just do nothing, right? And it kind of makes sense in a way, because we're kind of in this weird spot where half the people think inflation's sticky, half the people think inflation's going down, half the people think recession's coming, half the people don't. So like the market doesn't know what to do. It's confused. But it kind of says the same thing, right? That, you know, say we're like right here, right? Say we're right here, right? On this like next drop, we come back down to support like this. We could go sideways / like we can go lower too, right? We can go down and sideways for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 9 weeks for Doge. That's another 2.5 months. Could you stomach that? And then just like Ethereum Classic, you get a pump and then a retrace back down again. So you can honestly extend this out to the 3.5 month mark. Could you stomach this? Could you stomach the boring part of the cycle where we just kind of hold that support? Because look, I mean, we have the upward sloping support level. You can see its accumulation because we're making higher lows, right? Just like you did back here for Doge. Ignore COVID, but, you know, higher low, COVID done. Higher low, right? Just like we're doing now. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So, you know, and I don't want this to happen, but the more I dig into altcoin charts, the more it just makes sense that we do something like this. And I get it from like a market maker perspective too, because the more you bore people out, the more you get people disinterested, the less people are going to be buying this shit. And the more the market makers can be stacking up on these shits low, right? You have no interest in the space, no one's buying. Like no one outside our little bubble is buying crypto right now. No one is. And they're doing a perfect job of boring people out right now, right? No one is interested in crypto, bro. Goes to trash. Could be going to trash. Mike said it was just like Christmas. It felt like yesterday. Heck, he's still wearing the Santa hat. I still got it, Mike. And I'm still bullish. But doesn't mean we can't go sideways for a little bit. See, we still got the Santa hat, guys. And the Santa hat's all about Bitcoin, by the way. Bitcoin, as long as we're bullish on the weekly, which we still are, there's no reason to be bearish on the weekly, at least yet. Right? That could change, certainly. But we got the Santa hat here, guys. It's all good in the hood. But I don't want you guys to get discouraged. Don't get discouraged about this. Don't get discouraged, man. Realize that, you know, we got this, right? So that's Doge. There's a couple other ones too. But, you know, don't get discouraged about this. Look at this as, okay, you know, the market's kind of feeling like in a certain bearish tone or bored tone, right? Look at this as, this is like, to me, this is exciting because yes, it might be boring for another 2 months. Yes, no one's going to be around another 2 months. But to me, this is actually exciting to me. Like looking at all this shit, because that tells me something big is brewing around the freaking corner, right? You might disagree with this. You might think altcoins are going to dump back down lower. I don't agree with you. I think they could still go lower from here, right? If Bitcoin goes to 25, they could still drop another like 10 to 15%, in my opinion. You might disagree. You might think alts are going to drop to new lows. I don't agree with you on that. We can indeed agree to disagree on that. But this is actually exciting to me. And it actually gives, you know, I'm going to be following this. It gives me about another 2 or 3 months if this plays out to sort of pick up what I want to pick up, right? But that's how I'm looking at Bitcoin too, right? The only way this changes is if Bitcoin somehow pumps above this and just starts looking bullish randomly. then it's whatever. Then you can call that off. But besides that, it is what it is. Let's see. It's so sweated from pump sweat. It is, man. It smells like shit. Kind of smells like shit. It smells a little bit like shit, you know? What do you guys think, though? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think about this? Like, what do you think? What do you generally think is going to happen? Not like what you, because everyone likes to tell you what you want to happen. Everyone wants to say what they want to happen. What do you generally feel like is going to happen to the crypto market over the course of the next 6 months? Just let me know. Over the course of the next 6 months, what do you generally feel is going to happen to the crypto market? Because most people will say, okay, oh, I want to buy lower, so I think Bitcoin's going to go lower. Or I'm all in. I want Bitcoin to go up, so I think Bitcoin's going to go higher. Bro, if it was up to me, I just want to go to the moon right now. The more I look at charts, though, the more I feel like we're just going to kind of in this boring phase where we don't do shit for at least a little bit longer, you know? At least a little bit longer, man. Justin says 25K tomorrow. 25K? I could totally see that, bro. I mean, this is a major level here. 200-day previous high. It's totally, dude. It's totally possible. Like, right? That's totally in the cards, or possibly in the cards. I would say, not even a question. Judge Bible said, "I told you 21K." Judge, I don't think we're going to 21, but I mean, we could. I'm not gonna say that's terribly unreasonable either. Bernie said 24.5. 24.5, then sideways, like massive pump. I agree, Bernie. That's exactly what honestly, if I had to guess, like if you guys want my honest guess what happens in here. Yesterday I was feeling pretty good because we got a little bounce, but dude, I had to do some more research today, and I had to look up previous cycles. If I had to guess, right, I think it would just make way more sense if we did this, right? I don't know what we do right now. I mean, we're guessing. Maybe you get a little fake out to the upside. If I had to guess, we probably just do this, right? Like throughout the summertime, right? And then eventually we start making our way up like this, right? Eventually, my best guess, that's my best guess. Besides that, I don't know. Like if you want to compare it to 2020, let's bring this over here. Let's take the 2020 cycle like this, right? So this 2021, we have basically two fractals in here. We have the fractal from right here, and we have the fractal back from 2020, which was this time period before we went into sort of the actual bullish trend, right? If I had to guess, I would think that we're going to do something like this, right? Just like this. Like we've followed this pretty well so far, actually, which we get. I mean, this actually would make the most sense, right? You come back down, you kind of just stay in here throughout maybe like July or so, and then maybe we come up like after that, right? And that could be where altcoins get that small little pump, and then Bitcoin retraces, altcoins go back to support one more time, and then Bitcoin gets that final move up to like 40K, right? And then altcoins go on a bigger run then. If I had to guess, like my honest guess, and me not being like a biased bull who just wants to pump, right? This is my honest guess. Like something like that. I don't. And then the other fractals like this, right? Which would also get us around that same region down here. But this is more aggressive. This is like the banking crisis pump where we just like freaking went to the moon. I think that's a little bit less unrealistic. I hope I'm wrong though. I hope we just pump to the moon, man. Like I said, if we just pump to the moon today, I'm ready to go. But I wouldn't also mind if Bitcoin pulled back a little here, and I got another 2-3 months to sort of get the altcoins that I want ready to go, you know? Let's see. Backpack Managi. What's up, bro? Dan said crap. I agree. It's you could just tell based off the market, right? There's just no movement, man. There's just no movement. You could just tell it's like just destined for crap at the moment. Especially alts, bro. They're just like dead. You know? Like they just like some of them get a little pump here and there, but they're mostly of them, like the big ones, are dead. Like you go to like the ADA chart, the AVAX chart, the DOT chart. Those ones are just dead, bro. They're just not moving at all. You know, there's just no liquidity in the space right now. I think that's going to change. But right now, you might just see in that boring face. And you can tell people are bored, man. I have Google Trends up here. Look at Google Trends, bro. Look at this. Soldier Zakin, appreciate the super chat, man. He said, have you seen the big cup and handle on the 1 day? The cup and handle on the 1 day. We'll check it out. We'll check it out, bro.
Have you seen the big cup and handle on the 1 day?
But Google Trends, right? You just look at the interest, and the interest shows in the price action. Look at the interest, man. We're back down to a 17 on the interest. This is basically Bitcoin's search terms worldwide, right? Back down to a 17. That is the lowest we've been since October 16th, which was right before the FTX crash, right? And you guys remember that time. Like, that time was depressing as shit. And it's just funny. Like, we're at that same point that when Bitcoin was around like 18K at that time, right? I believe 18, 19K. And now we're at like 27K and we're at that same interest. It's just kind of funny how that ends up playing out. But if you even go back to before that, like besides that one period, you have to go all the way back to, I mean, you have to go all the way back to freaking, you have to go back to October of 2020. October of 2020 to find this amount of least interest in Bitcoin, right? Which is crazy. You have to go back over 3 years to see this low of interest, right? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy right now. Which, I mean, it makes sense. There's nothing happening with altcoins. Altcoins drive hype in crypto, not Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin gets people in, but what really gets people going is the altcoins pumping, and that's why no one's really interested right now. I get it. I'm not completely oblivious to that. You know, it's crazy. Frank Fractal said, "Show it." Let's see. I think Becker said something about it getting boring. Everyone leaves, then boom to the upside. Exactly. And like I said, I spent hours on altcoin charts today, just kind of looking what happened before the big moves. And there was like for altcoins, there was this long, like 3 to 5 month period where they did nothing. And then all of a sudden, boom. It's called an accumulation structure, right? It's called and I could show you a few more, right? So we look at Doge, look at ETC. Not so much SHIB. What was the other one? XRP is the other one, you know, that sort of did something similar back in the day, but necessarily don't want to look at XRP. What was the other one I wanted to show you guys? Atom was pretty similar back in the day. What was I looking at for Atom today? I was looking at something in here for Atom that was relatively similar. But I mean, you could just see it on the charts, bro. Like look at I don't know, like one that I bought yesterday, Uniswap, right? Just to use an example. Like look at Uniswap, man. Like look at this, man. It's just at the low, you know. So like, what if we do this on Uniswap? You know, while Bitcoin does nothing and Uniswap just kind of does this for another 5 months, right? Bleeds out, and then all of a sudden, boom. That's what the fractals show, right? Or DOT. Look at this all the way down here, man. That's crazy. $5 for DOT. You're all the way down here. All right. It's not the best example because it's kind of DOT's chart is one of the worst charts in my opinion. I actually hate DOT's chart. It looks horrible. What's another example? Like Near, right? Near was a hyped up one. Near back down to that like July 2021 low. Look at that, man. What's some other ones? Chainlink, bro. Like look at the accumulation range for Chainlink, man. It's just beautiful. It's so easy to pick up Chainlink at a nice price. Basically, I'm just anytime Chainlink is going to come down to this low, I'm scooping up Chainlink. I'll scoop up a little bit of Chainlink anytime it comes to this low. Right? I mean, it's just so clean. Look at this, bro. It's so clean, man. I'm not just saying just for Chainlink, but just look at the chop since May. You look at a year of just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, just clean. What if Chainlink just does this? Just slowly bleeds back down to here again. Maybe it gets a little dip below. And then we're off to the races, right? That's kind of what I expect, to be honest. Something like this. Just a slow bleed out, man. Slow little bleed out. Nothing, no crazy dumps, just kind of like lower highs, lower lows, and just kind of doing nothing. Gala. Guys, don't get negative about this. This is nice stuff. This is good stuff, bro. You look at this as a positive. Look at this as, like, if we were to go sideways for another couple months, look at this as, okay, you know, I have a baseline of what I can go off of. You might be someone who thinks the opposite. You might think that alts are going to make new lows. That's not my opinion. I'm just kind of showing you what I think. If you're the person who thinks alts are going to do this, which I don't think is going to happen. I think that if that was going to happen, it already would have done it. I mean, this is clearly not for you. But for people who think this is the accumulation range, think of this as a good thing, man. Right? You sort of get, right, before the halving comes up in about 11 months, you get an opportunity to know, okay, we're in accumulation range, let's scoop up. Because I'm telling you guys, you might think, okay, yeah, I'm killing it right now. I'm telling you, altcoin gains come in like a very small window. It's a very small window, right? It's like Bitcoin goes up, altcoins don't do shit. Basically, Bitcoin sell altcoins into Bitcoin. People sell altcoins into Bitcoin thinking Bitcoin's the only one that's going to move. And then altcoins ride for like a 6-month window. And then they don't do shit again. And they just bleed out again. It's very small window. To take this as an opportunity to look at this and say, okay, because next year's the year, man. And I don't want to be here when things are going up next year. Jordan, should I be buying this now? Because I'm gonna be telling anytime after the halving, I'm going to be probably saying, bro, I wouldn't buy right now. And that's going to be everyone who's coming in, just like it was in 2020, right? Once we got to 2021, it's when everyone flushed in. And by that point, it was near the highs, right? Obviously, hindsight's 2020, right? No pun intended. But, yeah. So, like, this is the opportunity, in my opinion. Mirror don't lie, eh? The mirror don't lie, Beth. The mirror don't lie. The mirror don't lie, bro. What's something good for low back spine pain? Psycho Pro, what's going on, man? I had like a little bit of a back issue back in 2021. But that was like an upper back issue. But that was just because I was sitting at the desk too much that year. Like I was sitting at the desk so much. Even more than I do now, which I still do a lot. Lower back. My best advice for you for lower back actually is this might sound weird, but work your ass. Work your ass, bro. I'm telling you. You might not think there's a correlation. Trust me, I know all this shit. There's a huge correlation between low back pain and you having weak glutes because you might sit at the desk too much, right? So work that ass. Work that ass. Do some clamshells. Look up clamshells. Do some squats. They can just be air squats. You know, we got to be going to the gym less than 300 pounds. Work those glutes, man. Work those glutes. He said weed. No, you don't want any temporary fix. Don't be listening to anyone tell you weed's the fix. No, that's a temporary thing. It's going to hurt the next day again. You want to look for a permanent fix. Work those glutes, bro. Work those damn glutes. Back that ass. And I'm telling you, that is the ultimate fix of the lower back pain. Is the glute? You got weak glutes. Get an inversion table. True. Was thinking of buying some. He said, and weed. Weed's gonna make it feel better for like six hours, and then you're gonna be like, my lower back. Trust me, I live with Bob. Like, you don't think Bob has lower back pain? Bob is fat as shit. Man, my lower back hurts. Frick, Christ. Why does my lower back hurt? Yeah, I'm maybe a little overweight and only eat meatloaf and never exercise and only lay in bed on my laptop. Why does my lower back hurt, man? Doesn't make any sense. I'm a normal guy. Like, work those damn glutes. All right, but yeah, that's Chainlink. My point of this. My point of today's stream, guys, because there's not much to say about Bitcoin, guys. I mean, we can look at the Gajian channel, this indicator, that indicator, the freaking Wuku Wuku indicator, the Chuku Chuku indicator, the freaking Bud Light Seltzer indicator. It ain't gonna tell you shit. All right? Like, it is not. Crunk C, Crunk C became, oh no, Crunk C What did Crunk C say? Crunk C said Doge versus Pepe, beginnings fractal. Should I look it up, Crunk? Doge versus Pepe, beginning fractal? I mean, I can look it up for you if you want. Let me look it up for you, man. This is not my point. Doge versus Pepe is not my point, but I can definitely look it up for you, bro. Let me look that up for you, Crunk. I definitely do that. Even though Crunk is one of my biggest trolls. I love Crunk, though. Crunk trolls me every stream, but he's here every single day. At least I hope he hits the like button, you know. If he hits the like button, like I said, if there's anything you guys can do and you're watching, one, come to watch, and then two, if you just hit the like button, dude, you make my day. And if you say something nice in the chat, like I always like to say this, if you do these three things, you come to watch, you hit the like button, you say one nice thing in the chat to me. Rather than, look, Jordan's hairline's shitty. Or, man, Jordan's TA sucks. You can say that too if you want. I don't really give a shit. But, you know, if you just say something nice, man. Right? And Crunk means well. He means well. Well, that's what I wanted to look at, man. I wanted to look at, shit, bro. What did I want to look at? I was looking at sushi. I thought it said sus. I was like, I didn't know it was a sus coin. What the hell is this? Doge versus Pepe. Okay, let me bring up Pepe on what was the first exchange? I would assume Mex C is always like one of the first exchanges to list these things. Let's see. All right, let's take Pepe, and then you want me to bring up versus Doge. All right, let's add Doge on here. Let's see. Let's add Doge on here. Okay. This is, I don't know how this is gonna work. Doge is way smaller. That's why I hate these charts, because I hate when they're different amounts because they don't fit on the damn chart. I guess what I can do is this. Let's do this. Let's bring this down here. Excuse me, man. I'm burping up a storm, man. Nice cheeks. Thank you, man. Thank you. That means the world to me. Just saying, nice cheeks. Jordan has a nice hairline. Let's go. Let's go. Jabba meant well too. He did. Jabba meant very well too, unfortunately. All right. Let me bring up Doge versus Pepe. You're saying there's some juicy fractal in here. Let's see. Wait, what the? Oh, this is Pepe on the 4 hour. This is actually pretty cool. Pepe on the 4 hour looks. That's actually pretty cool. It almost is the exact same thing, and it just shows you that, dude, the market has a very similar way to do shit. I don't know if this is what you mean to like kind of compare the short-term time frames to Doge, but it just tells you on every time frame the markets they always behave the same, man. Everyone always like to say this time is going to be different. Guys, we got to understand, humans are robots, okay? We're robots to our emotions. So the markets are always going to do the same shit over and over. There's always going to be a greed period into a fear period, into a greed period, into a fear period, because that's just how humans work. That's never going to change, right? So everyone who always thinks that the markets are always going to go down, markets are always going to go up, it doesn't work that way, right? There's ebbs and flow to it, because that basically a chart just shows you the emotions of people at the time, right? So you look at Pepe, I mean, it's pretty cool how it's the same thing, right? Long accumulation period into a pump. That's the first rally, pullback, right? Everyone thinks it's over, second leg, right? It's kind of like Doge down here, right? Long accumulation pattern, big pump, right? Pull back. Everyone thinks it's over, second rally, into just like a slow bleed, right? And look at the same thing. It's pretty funny. Dude, these things do the same shit over and over and over again. That's why I think it's funny. Like, people are like, oh my God, markets will never go up again. Oh, they will. And people are always like, oh, how would people be bullish right now? Bro, I think you overestimate the IQ of the average human. The average human sees one green candle, they're FOMOing. Like, you gotta understand, man. You think because you think one way because you've been in the market for a while. But you gotta understand, most people who are getting into this space, they don't know shit about. They don't even know what trading view is. You know, you gotta understand this. So they see on Robinhood, oh, this coin's up 10% today. They're buying that shit. You know what I mean? Like, And we always kind of forget that. We always think everyone's a genius in this space, you know? How do I get rid of this shit? How do I get rid of it? All right, there we go. Anyways, guys, let's bring up Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still at 26.9. Dude, today was one of the most boring days of all time. I actually almost had a mental breakdown today. I did. Dude, I almost had a mental breakdown today. Like, I was just looking at the 5-minute time frame, and I was like, bro, this is brutal. Dude, I almost had a mental breakdown today. But I got to be ready for it. Because honestly, I almost had a mental breakdown, and I was like, dude, all right, I got to prepare myself about what's to come. So I looked up, like I said, I looked up altcoin charts. They all kind of show we might be due for a boring freaking period, man. Just not pump. Because everyone thinks we're going to pump or we're going to dump. What if we just do nothing? All right? I actually think that's like in this, like in between like 25K and maybe 28K, we could stay between 25 and 28 for 2 or 3 more months. I'm not going to rule that out. I might be going semi-insane. But by the end of that 3 months, I might be turning into Wilson myself. But we might have to be prepared for it, fellas. You know? But the light at the end of the tunnel, if this does play out like I think it will, the light at the end of the tunnel is very good things should happen after that. Very good things. So if you can make it through without listening to all the bears during this time, thinking, you know, telling you we're going to go to 10K again, which, I mean, you could think we're going to do that. I just don't think that's going to happen. Because every single time we get a downtrend, everyone's, the bears are calling for 10K again. If you can get through that time period, I think good things will happen after that. Cabin fever. We got to pump to 30K. True. Crunk said new moon is causing depression these past few days for people. I would say it's no depression, dude. I was just going insane. I was like, dude, something's gonna happen, man. Like, it's crazy. Jordan cures poison ivy. Leroy, that's the nice thing everyone ever said to me. I cure poison ivy. By the way, go Celtics. Hopefully, actually, no. I've had a good track record with this. The Heat are going to win tonight. The Heat are going to blow out the Celtics tonight. The Celtics are going to lose by 30 points tonight. I'm telling you, 30 points the Celtics are going to lose by. I've had a good track record with this. Let's see if it continues. All right, so that's kind of where we're at, guys, on Bitcoin. But, you know, like I said, I can go through altcoin charts and show you every single one. It's up for you to decide where you think we are, right? It's up for you. You know, it's I always like to make the sort of hypothesis of, you know, whenever things are looking horrible and bleak, which I think it's starting to look horrible, quote unquote horrible and bleak. That's usually the best times to start to be buying shit, right? When things are looking horrible and bleak and it seems like nothing will ever turn around, and it seems like how is money going to come to the market again? It's starting to feel that way again, especially when alts are just like in a range like this, just a clean range, right? Just to use Chainlink as an example, or like Matic, right? Right back to this like weekly trend line. Still could go lower, but Matic's not the best example because it has like this weird little price action over here. But what's another good example? Solana's another good example. Just doing nothing, right? Just kind of doing this, right? Got this little wick. Still could go a little bit lower, I think. But like, dude, if just going like this, you know, like AVAX, it's doing nothing for a year, right? But like I said, this is the time you got to make a decision for yourself. I can't tell you what to do. And it's that. Cole Crypto said it's over. It's over. Let's see. 20% move incoming on Crowns today. I always love that setup. We'll see, man. We'll see. Like I said, no one freaking knows, man. No one freaking knows. Like I said, I think right now it's kind of like this whole range, because all these people you mentioned in the chat, I watch their videos sometimes, right? And I've seen them call for 32K. I've seen them call for 25K. But yet, look where Bitcoin is. It's not doing either. And it's kind of been the same. It's kind of been the same thing for 60 days. Is you got You know, every time we get a move up, we're calling for 32. Every time we get a move down, we're calling for 25. Yet for 63 days, we've done nothing. So, I mean, at this point, I'm going to assume that we're going to stay. I'm just going to assume we're going to stay in this zone right here for however long Bitcoin needs, right? In this zone right here. however long Bitcoin needs. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. Miami, nice. Bitcoin Miami. We still need the Bitcoin Miami thing, right? The Bitcoin Miami dump. Give it to me, man. I will gladly take the Bitcoin Miami thing. Give it to me. Anyways, I'm gonna be old as Mike soon. Me too, Anderson, bro. I just say be prepared for it. Be prepared for it, man. The worst thing that can happen is like, oh my God, we're getting so excited for something, and then we just end up doing what probably is the most likely scenario, which is just going sideways.
You think of dollar ladies?
CJ said ladies. Let's look at ladies, bro. Ladies. What do we got? This is the one that Elon pumped, right? Elon pumped the shit out of this one a couple days ago. It pumped like crazy, and yeah, this one pulled back. This is kind of how all the meme coins look, right? Though they got a big pump, and then they pulled back. Let me just actually pull up a. I'm just curious, not to say like I would necessarily buy this here. 786 retracement. I don't like that one, man. You know, maybe it bounces from right here, but there's just not enough here. I guess, I mean, listen, like for these ones, you just gotta buy low and like pray. You know, like that's how it is with some of these memes, man. You gotta buy low and pray. Like the worst thing you can do on these memes is buy when they're moving up. Like the best thing you would want to do, and I'm not necessarily telling you to buy this, the best thing you want to do is buy when like they just got cratered down. Like this one's down, yeah, it's actually only down 60%. I thought it was going to be more, but I said only 60% is a good amount. But like the best thing you want to do with these is just freaking buy super low. But they said they're always a risk. You can get wrecked on these things, obviously. You know, I try to draw patterns on these. I'm not the only pattern I like is the wedge, which has kind of got a little wedge formation going on in here. That's the only pattern I like. But still, it's a freaking meme coin, right? So like, you never know with this thing. Maybe Elon is getting due to say something else again. I don't freaking know, man. You know, it's one of those things. It's just okay, whatever, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with that one. You know, Panic Seller, I like the stream again. Thank you, Panic Seller. Thank you for coming and liking the stream, bro. You liked the stream again. What did you press? Unlike and then liked again? Is that what you did? That's definitely what you did. I know that's what you did. But like I said, guys, don't get your hopes down. I gotta tell myself this sometimes too, because I'm telling you this right now. I am not bearish. I'm not bearish at all, because I still love the way the weekly looks. Love the way the weekly looks, and I also think that all the macro shit that everyone's being told is bullshit. It's actually we actually might have the opposite problem that everyone thinks, which is deflation problem instead of inflation problem. That's the kind of the problem we might be facing actually. I think everything you hear about inflation still being sticky is bullshit, and I think a lot of things the Fed says is bullshit too. Just like inflation's transitory. But yeah, I mean, be optimistic, guys. I would say like the time to be pessimistic, I think, was in 2022. The time to be optimistic is in 2023. Because let's be real, like everyone's been bearish this whole year. It's just funny because you just hear bearish take after bearish take after bearish take after bearish take. Yet you got the stock market making higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, right? And this doesn't necessarily go to Bitcoin, which Bitcoin's also been doing that in 2023, but that's besides the point. But it's just funny, man. Like it really is. Like the whole market, the whole year, all I've been hearing is Financial disaster, financial disaster, financial disaster. Yet since October of last year, we're going on 9 months now of the stock market in an uptrend. We're going on 9 months of the NASDAQ in an uptrend. NASDAQ making the highest high since April of 2022. I really do believe that the time to be pessimistic for the longer term time frames was in 2022. Because in reality, I've said this, if you've been bearish since October of 2022, you've been wrong. And the only reason Bitcoin dumped in November is because of FTX, which I guess was a good thing because it kind of caused us to go a little bit lower, which was kind of a godsend at that time. But yeah, I mean, it's like I said, think about it. All the biggest macro heads were bearish during this. One of the most best looking time frames for the stock market in history, right? Like the NASDAQ this year is up. Since that low is up 32%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a big move for an index. Yet everyone during this time frame was bearish, right? So it really is that. Like, don't be pessimistic, because I think the market sees through all that bullshit, right? The market's not dumb. The general market knows that inflation's not really the issue. Inflation's down to 3.15%, right? Now, this will show big time in the next CPI. And I think the next CPI could be a catalyst to actually move us up. But don't believe the whole narrative that inflation's sticky and all this bullshit. I actually think we might have the opposite problem where if the Fed doesn't start cutting rates soon, we could be facing deflation based off this. Like, this is coming down hot and heavy in here, right? So just like I said, I think you got to be optimistic. Doesn't mean you can't be bored. You can be optimistic and bored, right? Which is kind of me right now. I'm very optimistic, but I'm also bored as shit. But you know, it's just what it is, right? We kind of wait it out. It's kind of called time capitulation right now. We're in that time capitulation zone where you got the price capitulation where Bitcoin moved down 80%, wiped everyone out, right? And now it's just going through that time capitulation, get everyone bored, where everyone says, "Oh, the stock market's moving up. I'm going to sell Bitcoin and go into the stock market," and that's when crypto starts going up, right? We're kind of during that time period, in my opinion. So, like I said, I don't think this year is the time to be pessimistic. At least at the moment, man. You know. So, we'll see. Let's see. Something's burning. People have been telling me something's been burning since the beginning of this year. Something's always burning. Oh, you talking about that noise was over here, right? Deflation for the dollar. That could be the case too. That could be the case. It's all about that debt, said Anderson. Facts, bro. Let's see. I can't be bearish when I'm up 53% this year. Nice, man. How do you not think inflation's... dude, I Droba, you gotta... This is one of the things. And Droba, he said, how do you not think inflation's higher? I bought 8 tomatoes for $8 today. Shit's gotta come down. No. Think logically. Think like a logical person. Right? Inflation... Prices don't need to go down for inflation to go down. Because what's inflation? Inflation is measuring prices versus last year. So think logically, right? If you bought eggs for $8 last year and you bought eggs for $8 this year, what's inflation? 0%, right? But did prices go down? No, right? If prices went down, you would have deflation, which is actually worse than inflation because that means businesses have to sell things at lower prices, which means they're not doing well, right? So I always hear this narrative, man. Guys, prices are not going to go down. And if they do, that's bad. You don't want prices going down. That means businesses are not doing well. Come on, man. Come on. We got to think about this logically. If prices go down, that's bad. 0% inflation is, right? No change in prices versus last year, right? 2% inflation is you get 2% higher than last year, right? But in general, right, you want inflation like you want everything on average to basically just kind of be kind of up at 2%. Like that's the Fed's goal, you know. Steve Lucky said, "I want deflation." if you start getting deflation, that's probably not the greatest thing, right? Let's see. Prices will go higher slowly. True. Tony said, "Tell that to people in the UK." Oh, the UK screwed, bro. like the US is looking a little better in here. Is looking actually much better. But dude, the UK is getting screwed, bro. Is getting screwed. How does that not make sense? Oh my God, man. Guys, to get it. Oh. Inflation's measured year over year, right? Think. Inflation's measured year over year, right? So, listen, if you go to the grocery store and you get groceries and you spend this amount of money on eggs, right? And you spend this amount of money on eggs this year, that's 0% inflation. It's not measured based off of, oh, this is going to go down. On average, yeah. I mean, you can have eggs go down in prices, but you want everything in general. You actually want things actually to go up in prices 2% year over year. It's actually a good thing for the economy. But yeah, UK is getting crushed, man. I'm not going to go over this. I think this is too much. But yeah, UK still at 14%. So I mean, it's actually dropping a good amount in here. But yeah, the UK is definitely not doing as good as the US, at least right now. But it is coming down, right? So that's the optimistic thing. You got 21%. The high was 22% year over year, and now it's at 14%. So I mean, it's came down a decent amount, but like you're still at 14%, man. Which like that's even more than the freaking peak, right? That's even more than the peak, 12%, which is crazy, dude. Crazy. Let's see. Let's see. We almost bottom one more time, said Peter. Let's go, bro. Anyways, I don't mean to go too much into that. I think it's important just to look at the number, right? And the Fed just wants to get this to 2%, right? And we're on our way to 2%. At the end of the day, who cares how we get there, right? I mean, this is looking pretty good. And overall, all right, I'm gonna kind of end the stream on this. Just be prepared for more sideways. I think, like I said, looking at some charts, I think more sideways and maybe a little slightly slow bleeding just makes the most sense. I hope it's not that, right? But just looking at some of these altcoin charts like this and some of the same exact accumulation patterns in here, it just makes sense that we kind of just, we kind of just go sideways in here for a little bit, which is cool. I mean, I'll take that. I want to buy some XRP. I want to buy some other more stuff, right? Some other more stuff. The grammar Nazis are going to be coming after me. I'm sorry, grammar Nazis. Don't be coming after me. Some more stuffs. I want some more stuffs. But yeah, look at this as a good thing. Right? Just I have to tell myself this too, because sometimes I get discouraged over sideways. Look at this as a good thing, and just be prepared for it. Right? Be prepared for this. Be prepared for this. Right? Sideways, doing nothing. It's kind of like slow bleeding in here. Not going terribly lower, but just kind of like just that slow bleed which pisses you off. Like, because like a big dump doesn't piss you off, but there's nothing worse than just the price slowly bleeding down like a drop of blood. There's nothing worse than that. And I think that's what you can kind of see, relatively speaking, right? Might not play out like this. That's kind of my outlook right now, though, just based off looking at all these. It just makes a lot of sense. Christian said, best streamer in the biz. Thanks, Jordan. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I try my best, even when there's not much to talk about, which is right now, man. I try my best. I definitely try my best, right? And I guess, like I said, I try my best to learn new things every day. Listen, I made my fair mistakes up here, right? But I've learned a lot since then, right, about the market. Right, so I'm not going to make that same mistakes this time, right? So everyone's bearish here. This is when I'm looking to load up, which I did a great job. I did a great job last cycle doing that down here. I did not do the best job at getting bearish when everyone was getting euphoric. I totally make that mistake, and I'm willing to admit that. And I will not be making that same mistake this time. In my opinion, I just don't think it's the time to be getting bearish because everyone's still pessimistic. It's not, there's no euphoria in the market. How do I know that? Because altcoins ain't doing shit. If it was euphoric, altcoins would be doing something, and they ain't, right? And I'll tell you this, you guys will not like me because I've told you guys my plan. You guys will not like me when Bitcoin comes up here. You guys will call me a bear, a perma bear. You guys will call me an idiot. How am I going to get bearish? Everything looks so bullish. Just like everyone's telling me I'm an idiot right now for being bullish. Not everyone. A lot of you guys aren't telling me to be. I'm an idiot. But I still get the comments, oh, moon boy. Okay, cool, man. I mean, listen, since November, if you've been a moon boy, you've been doing pretty good, right? So, okay, call me a moon boy. Sure, I'll continue to be a moon boy until I'm not. But you guys probably won't like me up here, man. Because I'm not making that same mistake this time. But I am following Bitcoin cycles. Whatever Bitcoin does in here, I'm looking for up here. You guys will probably hate me up here. You guys will hate me. Literally despise me up there. As you guys will call me a perma bear up here. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you guys months in advance. You guys will hate me when Bitcoin comes up to the 0.5 and the 0.618 retracement. Because I'll be screaming, guys, make sure you're taking some profits here. Make sure you're taking some profits. Historically, Bitcoin comes up to the 618 and retraces. Historically, Bitcoin comes up to the 618 and retraces, right? But, you know, all in all, we don't make... Dude, I've made plenty of mistakes. But I also know when it's a good time to accumulate shit. And I've learned when it's a good time to get out, you know? Which, you know, at the same point, we're sort of still waiting for that time, in my opinion. But who knows? Who knows? Why don't the 8Kers and the Moon Boys take it outside? Let's do it, man. I will take it outside. I will take it outside, man. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Incognito said never sell and haul to the moon. You don't want to do that, bro. I will say this. You can, the only two things I'm okay with hodling, aka I'm comfortable with actually holding long term, and I actually going to do this. I plan on holding not all my Bitcoin, but Bitcoin and ETH. I plan on holding a good amount of that and just holding it because I always know there's a certain chance that something happens, that like one of those two things does something that sparks like this insane rally. And I always want to have some exposure to crypto. But everything else, as far as altcoins, those things are gone. I always like to say, the worst thing you can do is marry an altcoin. Never marry an altcoin, bro. I've made that mistake before of marrying a freaking altcoin, right? And I'll tell you this, you ain't going to be happy. Divorce that altcoin instantly. You can marry her for a little bit, but get rid of that shit. Okay? Do never marry an alt. If you see your alt moon, get rid of that shit. Because as soon as you think it's going to go high, just higher and higher and higher, it's probably the top. Right? And what do you know about altcoins? They don't really hold very well. They pump up 20x and they dump 98%. Right? So never marry an altcoin. There's not an alt that I will just hold. But Bitcoin and ETH, I'll definitely hold a good percentage. All right? Just hold it. You know, but every alt I plan on selling on the way up. 100%. Did you said buy Chainlink? What's going on with Chainlink? He said, did you said buy Chainlink? Oh, Chainlink's gone. Chainlink will be gonzo. I love Chainlink. Listen, I have this weird thing with Chainlink. I have this like weird connection with Chainlink. I always like Chainlink, even though it hasn't really done shit in a while. But I just have this weird connection with Chainlink. But I'm going to tell you, when Chainlink starts coming up here, I'm going to be out. Right? I'm out of that shit. You know? I ain't marrying the link, even though I do love Chainlink. There's something about Chainlink, man. It's just, I just have this connection. And maybe some of you guys too, like you guys that were in the market back in like this bear market and Chainlink was just going nuts. Ever since then, I just had a connection with Chainlink, right? And you know, I'll you know, it's just Chainlink, man. Denise said I married the sandbox. We all married an altcoin. We all married an altcoin. Listen, We made that mistake, and I won't be that mistake again. Listen, I made plenty of mistakes in 2021. Dude, I made so many mistakes in 2021, but I'm happy I made those mistakes because I learned a lot. That's what I always like to say. You got to go through one cycle and learn, right? Because listen, a majority of people were bullish up here. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's be real. Like 99% of the people in the chat were bullish up here. When in reality, this is probably when you should have been taking profits, right? Like, let's be real. Right? The time to get in was down here. The time to be getting out was up in this region. Most of us were bullish up here. We all made that mistake. The important thing is learning from it, though, and learning what were the signs that we were going to dump. There was plenty of signs up here. There was plenty of things that we could have said, okay, this is bad. There was weekly bearish divergence on the RSI, on the MACD. There was the swing failure pattern when you broke the high and came back below. There was the freaking Shiba going to the moon at the same time. You had a swing failure pattern. You had the Dogecoin hype over here at Saturday Night Live. There was so many signs up here. But you live and you learn, right? And not into the fact that every altcoin was up 50 to 100x at that point. Like at that point, you know a top is coming soon. There was so many signs. So now we sort of look for those next time, right? Inflation, thank you, Nuts Flush. Inflation, yeah, I mean, stock markets were coming down. Inflation was rampant. There was so many signs up here. So many, dude. But now, in my opinion, now it's kind of like the opposite, right? We're kind of in this weird little like medium stage, but now it's kind of the opposite, where I think things are looking up, but the market is still very pessimistic, where I think things were kind of looking down over here, but the market was still very optimistic. Right? It's kind of it's like the reverse in here, which, you know, we'll obviously see what happens, right? But let's get it. Let's get it. Rip altcoins. Judge Bible said my pullout game is strong. Yeah. Bass said our lost money somehow landed in Do Kwon's asshole. That's so true, man. He put his ledger up his ass. He put his ledger up his damn ass. Yeah, FedCoin. The Pi Cycle top. Where is the Pi Cycle top right now? I'm curious. Where's the Pi Cycle top? Because that's always a go. I actually have it right here. Perfect. The Pi Cycle top right now. Because this has actually been a really good indicator of where the top is. Like, dude, it's called every single time. Like, obviously, I think this was sort of a fake rally. I think, in my opinion, I think we saw FTX actually cause this second run up here. Because if you look at like volume and hype and on-chain stuff, this was like the real high. We probably shouldn't even have done this second leg. This like it should have probably just went up to here. We probably started the bear market. In reality, I think this was caused by something else. Like, probably FTX, like whatever. Something caused this second rally. But like this was the real high, and it kind of came in right at that April 12th high, that cross of these two moving averages, and it's called every single high for Bitcoin, every single one. Back here in 2017, it crossed at the exact candle that you topped out. 2021 crossed at the exact candle you topped out. You even go back to some of these early stages, like back here, back in this 2013, he's crossed at the exact point that you had a high. It's crazy, man. Does anyone say that shit is not like programmed and like something's going on behind the scenes? How are you going to tell me that two moving averages cross 3 times in a row at the exact high? And that's the only time they cross. That is insane, right? So now we can kind of look at this and say, okay, I will try. I will definitely 100% trust when these cross next that high is in. But obviously, right now we're starting to come up, so they're going to start going away from each other now, because obviously this one's catching up to prices down here, this one's catching up to prices over here. So, like I said, we're kind of right in here, but it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting to see when this plays out. Bingo, the Moon Boys long 69K, thinking 100K was coming. Facts, bro. We all did it, just like the Bears. Did not buy at 16K thinking 10K was coming, right? It's kind of the same thing. We all make mistakes, right? The thing is about learning from it, right? I'll tell you this, I think a lot of us that are still here are a lot smarter than we were 2 years ago, right? Because think about it, over here was 2 years ago now. I can tell you right now, I know way more shit. Because over here, dude, I was just a moon boy. Like, I invested in crypto in 2019, 2020. I saw prices rise 50x. I was a moon boy. Like, 100%. It was easy to be a moon boy at that time, man. All you saw was up, you know? But after going through all this bullshit, you learn a lot of shit, man. So I think a lot of people are a lot smarter now. Now, who are going to be, I mean, when the noobs come in, that's when most people won't be smart, right? But I think everyone who's still here now is generally still pretty smart, right? So we'll see. But yeah, I think this is definitely a good indicator to know or have a good sense of when you're near the top. And if you see euphoria during that time too, like if you see altcoins running like crazy and these cross, it's probably a good time to get out. Or at least sell a good proportion of your portfolio. For sure.
Jordan,
oh shit. Oh shit, my bad. Dude, I've been ranting like crazy tonight. I'm having a good night tonight. I got the Bud Light Seltzer. I'm just talking up a shitstorm. Hope you guys don't mind. If you guys care about me ranting, let me know. I'm not really ranting. I'm just kind of rambling today about random things. That's all you can really do right now, though, to be fair. Like, what am I going to say? We got the 4-hour MACD crossing up that's going to cause $100 pump, and then it's going to come right back to where it was. You know? Kayla Shockey, when was the last time the Gaussian channel was this wide on Bitcoin? I'll take a look, Caleb, for sure. Oh, Psycho Pro said White Claws or beers. If I had to choose, it kind of depends on the time. If I here's the thing. If I plan on eating some good food, I'm going to drink some Bud Light Seltzer. Because the thing with beers, I can't mix beers with like a good meal. But if I plan on, just eating like a snack or something, I think beer's better. But the problem, my problem is when I drink beer, I just get so full that like I can't eat food. And I need my protein, you know what I'm saying? And I can't eat it if I drink beer because I just feel like a freaking fat ass. But like the thing with seltzers is though, I feel a little bit lighter. That's the only reason sometimes I like to drink the seltzers. Because I definitely feel lighter, for sure. Caleb said, when was the last time the Gaussian channel was this wide on Bitcoin? Is it wide? Franco, my bad, though. My bad, Franco. You know I love you, Franco. Appreciate the super chats, though, Franco. And Caleb, man. We'll take a look at the Gaussian channel, for sure. For sure. Franco said, you have lovely chestnut hair and buff boss arms. Thank you, man. I do have nice arms. My arm, dude, it's like everyone has, like when you guys work out, everyone has those one body part that's just easy to train. My arms, dude, I train arms like once a week and they just have nice arms, man. I don't know why. I don't even have to like train arms. All I have to do is back and chest, and it's just so unproportionate. There's nothing I can do. Let's see. Oh, Social said the big cup and handle on the one day. If you're still here, my guy. The big cup and handle on the one day. The thing about cup and handles, man, there's all patterns. I'm not a big pattern guy. I'm just not, because they play out half the time, they don't, right? So like, okay, is this a cup and handle? Okay, maybe, but it doesn't mean like the handle can't come significantly deeper in here, right? Because the handle can come all the way back over here if it wants to, you know? Like really, think about it. What's a cup and handle in reality? What's a cup and handle? It's a dump, and then an up, and then a retrace. That's all it is, right? It's basically you're coming down, you're coming up, you retrace, right, before the next run, which is basically any uptrend when you think about it, right? What's an inverse head and shoulder? It's a downtrend with a lower low. And then you came up and you're making a higher low, which is bullish, right? So lower low is bearish and then higher low, right? It really all a pattern is just, okay, cup and handle, higher low, we bullish, right? Inverse head and shoulders, higher low, we bullish. Because even an inverse head and shoulders, bro, look, it's just a cup and handle. You know, at the end of the day, like they're all the same thing. They're just telling you you're making a higher low or a lower low. That's all it is. That's why I'm not a big pattern guy, because you can just look at the price action and say it's bullish, you know, or it's bearish. You know what I mean? If patterns work for you, I mean, go for it, use them. I just think that all a pattern is price action. That's all it is at the end of the day. And how many times do you see a pattern where it's like, oh my God, cup and handle, it breaks out. Oh, we're going to the moon. And then just dumps right back in. It happens like half the time, right? But hope it works out for you, man. But listen, whether you think this is a cup and handle or not, it's still bullish price action, right? Higher low, higher low, higher low, right? Higher high, higher high, higher high. You're still in an uptrend. Either way, whether you think it's not or it is, it is what it is. Oh, Gaussian channel on Bitcoin. Which freaking which time frame? We're looking at the Gaussian channel. You said when it was this wide. Is it wide right now? I don't know what time frame we're talking about, man. Did you see a time frame in here? When was the last time the Gaussian channel was this wide on Bitcoin? I'm going to assume that you're talking about the daily, or I don't know what time frame. It depends what you're talking about, man. The 3-day. I don't know, man. It looks the same. It doesn't look very wide. It just looks the same as it always does. But I mean, it's like if you're talking about the daily, it is pretty wide. You know, like it's pretty wide. Like something could, like a big animal could probably fit its little thing in here. You know, it's pretty damn wide. Like an elephant could probably fit its little schlong in here. But you know, it's on the bottom of the daily Gaussian channel. I don't know, man. It depends on what time frame we're talking about in here. Let's see. I think Jordan's losing his motivation. Oh no, man. I think you talk about the pattern thing. It's just because, dude, pattern is because think about it, right? Think about any time we draw a pattern, right? Any pattern. I'm not gonna. I just did this rant earlier, but think about a pattern, right? What is any pattern? Up. What's a bull flag? Okay, let's take a bull flag for example. What is a bull flag in reality? It's an up move, a retrace, right? Before a continuation. What's a symmetrical triangle? An up move, a triangle before a continuation, right? They're all really the same thing when you think about it. What's a cup and handle? An up move, a retrace before a continuation. What's an inverse head and shoulders? An up move, a retrace before a continuation. They're all the same thing in reality, right? It's just an up move, pull back, continuation. 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 What's I don't know. Which one am I missing? I'm missing one of these in here. I mean, the one that I do like is the wedge, because the wedge actually has a percentage chance of actually playing out. So like a wedge is a little bit different than these other ones. It's showing that price action is like a falling wedge is showing that price action is decreasing at a reducing rate, right? It's showing that sellers are exhaustion. That's why I like wedges, because it's not like these ones, which are just kind of the same thing in reality, right? But like a wedge actually has a percentage chance of moving up, right? 69% chance of a falling wedge moving up, or a rising wedge is a 69% chance it moves to the downside. But it's not like these ones where it's just like, okay, you're getting a rise up, retrace, continuation, right? In reality, they're all the same thing. You know? You're just forming it in a different way. You know, it is what it is. I like the Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve is a good one, because Adam and Eve is not like that either. Adam and Eve is pretty much a double bottom, but it's showing you that, okay, bears are super aggressive, and then they're not as aggressive, right? At the end of the day. So I do like the Adam and Eve too. Adam and Eve is another good one, because it's, I guess the patterns that I don't like are the ones that are just so obvious, where it's like, move up, down, so you're expecting up again, right? It's like, no shit, Sherlock. You know? Oh, man. But I get it. I mean, it's easy to identify them in that way, you know? If they work, like I said, if they work for you, do it, man. Do it. Do it, bro. Because listen, I use some stuff that people might not like either, right? I like moving averages. I like trend lines. Some people don't like trend lines. I like trend lines. Some people think trend lines are shit. I think they work in the right circumstance. Yep. We're in a wedge on the 4-hour channel. In a 4-hour channel. Bath, you tell me we're in a wedge right now on the 4-hour? Bath, don't be making me horny with the wedge. Where's this wedge, bro? On the 4-hour. Where is this freaking wedge? Are we talking like this? Are we talking like a big wedge like this? I guess this is probably the channel you're talking about. This is probably the channel we're talking about here. Something like this. Right? Not exact, but you know, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then we're probably... where's the wedge, though? I hope we're in a wedge. I'll take the damn wedge. When is BTC not in a wedge? True. It's always in a damn wedge. I'm trying to find the wedge, though. I'll take the damn wedge all day. I don't know if it's a little bit of a triangle in here. I don't know. It is what it is. You guys get my point, though. It's like like you can basically tell. Like you could call this a bull flag. You can call this, you know, whatever. Really, like up, retrace. You're expecting another move up, right? Up, retrace. Eventually, you're expecting another move up. That's just kind of the way I look at it. No matter what pattern you're in, you know. Let's see. Diamond patterns. Diamond patterns are okay. You know, they have a certain use too. It's like I said, it's not like the other ones. Diamond patterns are okay. Like this one played out pretty well in hindsight, right? This one in here. Boom, 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 like this. This one played out pretty well. And then you got the move down. I'm just having a little fun tonight, guys. Like she didn't even go to the measure move, but diamond patterns are sometimes pretty good. But yeah, man, look at Bitcoin, bro. let's go to like the 5-minute real quick. I just want to show you how brutal today was. Look at this, guys. Look at the 5-minute on Bitcoin in here. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, can we just marvel at this for a second? Man. But this gets me excited for the next expansion move, right? This boringness gets me excited for the next move because it's going to be explosive. Look at that 5-minute. Today, dude, in the stock markets, we're actually moving today. Like, they were going up, they were going down. Powell, this is the Powell speech right here. That was the only time we got volatility. This was the Powell speech right here. And this is when I went insane. I was like, dude, I even said to Maj, I'm like, Maj, the prices ain't moving. Like, it was doing nothing. And then I was like, all right, Powell's speaking. We might get a break one way or the other here. Boom, boom. Then we just kept going sideways. And I was like, dude, you got to be effing with me, bro. Effing with me. It's super volatile. Yeah. BTC is the new gold. It is. It is. It is. Look at 20. We're forever trapped at 26.9 and 26.8. The Powell speech was like the only hope today. And that was just a failure. Looks like a seismograph. It really does, guys. All right, guys. I got the Celtics game coming up. So you guys know my point, right? I am probably expecting just sideways, man. And my main hypothesis for that is just the altcoin charts. Like if I'm pulling up same fractals from like 2019 and 2020, I would assume we're like right here. What I would assume probably just like down, like slightly, not like a big dump where like they dump 30%, 40%, but more of just like this slow kind of grind in here for like, I don't want this to happen, right? But I would just be prepared for something like this. Or 2 months of just nothing, right? So like this for Doge, like we talked about earlier for like, you know, just Ethereum Classic, same fractal, right? Just kind of this slow sideways and slightly down, just poopiness, right? And then I am expecting an explosive move to the upside once sort of these macro things start to get in line and the risk appetite for people come back, right? So I'm out of this bitch. Peace out. I'm gonna be taking the weekend off, guys. So I'm going back up to Mass to visit the fam this week. So I'm gonna take the weekend off, take a week off the charts. I don't expect much to happen this weekend, anyways. So I won't see you guys till Monday. So have a fantastic night, guys, and go Heat. Go Heat game 2. Let's go, bro. Heat are gonna win by 30. Anyways, I'm out, guys. Have a great weekend. Okay, let me make sure I got everyone in here. Yeah, I got everyone. Peace, guys. Later.